Aquaman is crushing the box office. This is DC Movie News' first show of 2019, and it's a Moxie kind of show. A Moxie kind of show. A Moxie kind of show.
Welcome to Popcorn Talk, featuring movie discussion, news, and interviews. Popcorn Talk. We talk movies. And now, here's Popcorn Talk's DC Movie News.
In the great hall
Should
of the
I do
Justice League, there are assembled the world's
we
four
left it in
greatest heroes,
2018.
created
We
from
didn't
the
leave it
cosmic legends
there.
of the universe.
No, we didn't.
Oh, no. Well, I guess our iTunes listeners are better off right now than our
Yeah,
poor
it
YouTube
probably is.
watchers who had to just see Mike's weird dance. It's a Moxie show for the first show
Kicking
of
it off.
2019.
2019 with Moxie.
Oh, should we do a duet? Moxie. Do you want to go up or down? Maybe let's do a Moxie in the Moxie. Welcome back to DC Movie News. I'm Roxy Striar. That's Mike Kalinowski.
Hello, everybody. Hello,
What's going on with you this year?
What do you
feeling
mean?
No, in a good way. Like, you got a great energy. You started with your Oprah dance. It's not really what it's from.
I don't know. Just glad to be here finally. You know, it's nice.
Did we officially piss off Jonny LoQuasto and Adam Gertler to the point that they don't want to do the show with us?
Maybe.
They just left
I
us.
don't know.
So
They're busy out doing things.
they are. They're very busy. There is not that much that took place over a break, except for the fact that every single one of you guys watching, if you are watching this show, I can almost guarantee you went and saw Aquaman at least
yes.
once. And because of that, we have news to talk about. Aquaman is crushing.
I'm gonna take this off a little bit. I'm a little hot. I gotta unwind a little bit.
I can't tell if you're doing a bit right now, if you're really
it's
just
not a bit.
hot.
I
You're
don't-
actually
it's
hot?
not- I don't always have bits. It's not bits.
No, but it sounded like you're rolling up your sleeves. You're about to take it
no,
off
that's like
to
if Adam,
like
if
get
that's if
into
Adam
it.
was here and we'd have to go at it against
But
our opinions on
I
movies.
didn't even just say anything bad for you to go at me about
because
it.
I was hot.
You were just hot.
A little warm in the studio for me.
Are you dropping hints?
What?
I don't know.
No.
All right, so Aquaman is absolutely killing it at the box
Killing
office.
it. It's insane.
I can't even believe how quickly this has passed so many of our other DC movies.
It seems like it doesn't even happen like week after week. Like this week's total, it's like today's total. Today, tomorrow it's going to pass this. Tomorrow it's going to pass that.
Well,
it's
as we
just
were putting
going.
together the rundown, I
Yeah.
was on January 2nd's box office, and then all of a sudden when I went to January 3rd's, it had past 800, past was passing Wonder Woman,
Yeah.
Justice League, all of these things, Venom, and now on the 4th, like this, I don't know where this stops. When do you think we hit a bill? Do you think that we hit that?
We're gonna get it. We're gonna discuss this. I mean, you know me.
Yeah, what do you mean, are we
I'm
gonna
not the,
discuss
well,
that?
I'm not
That's
the
what the
best.
show is.
I know that. I'm not the best with box office, as we've proven on this show. My hot takes on box office rarely pans out. Would I have ever thought this would make $1 billion? No.
When are you talking about would you have ever thought? Once you saw it? Or
No,
do you
no.
mean
I'm saying when it was in production, this and that. When we did before I had seen it or anything like that.
Okay.
I'm always amazed at how studios nowadays they can, especially like let's say opening weekend, and it's Saturday morning, and they're already saying by Monday the film will make this much money. They know how to predict it. I don't know how they do that. I don't know how they guess who's going to the theater on Sundays.
Well, sometimes they do it wrong.
Right, but
sometimes they
there
do
is
it right.
obviously a science to it. Math was never my strong suit.
Were you more of an English guy?
I was absolutely a creative guy.
I could see that.
But so they've been saying this for $1 billion for a while now. They just said, and I guess they can say, okay, it's going to be in theaters for X amount of things. It's X amount of screens. The competition, I don't think it has competition until Glass, which is January 19th.
Which I'm so excited
I can't wait
about.
for that.
So right now we've made 859,000,000.
There's no way it's not making $1 billion. There's no way it's not going to make 150 million
more.
It'll be in theaters, I would say, for at least another month. There's no way it doesn't hit that. There's no way it will not hit $1 billion.
And do you think that a ton of this is repeat viewing?
I don't know, because like my girlfriend hasn't seen it yet, and it wasn't a lack of interest. It was just she wanted to go opening night with us, but like my guy friends, we'd all do these things just all together. And
I know you
now
guys
it was the
do.
holidays,
I know you
and
do.
we've just not had a chance to go together, her and I.
Well,
so we're going
so
tomorrow
many
night.
people go to the movies over the holidays, but there's also
Yep.
tons of people who don't because
Right,
they are
'cause
on
it's the holidays.
vacation, out of town
Sure.
with their family. I know that's a foreign concept to us that people would actually want to spend time with their family and not go
Hey.
to movies, but I guess that they're out there.
Right.
So it's interesting to think that maybe this movie could not only hit $1 billion, but way past it.
I think I think they're saying like 1.2. And now China extended its run.
Yeah.
Which was
and it's
and that
killing
was,
it
and
over
that
there.
where it opened first.
Right.
So they're clearly the need is there. I think we talked about this a little bit 2 weeks ago, where we said opening it internationally first was such a smart move. I hope DC follows suit with all their films, because their audiences seem so less about Rotten Tomatoes and this and that. Where nowadays, and it's interesting talking to a lot of people online, whether they're on a fixed income or movies tickets. I have the A list with AMC, and I love it. I use the heck out of that. Because it's smart. I went to the movie theater, and you put your ticket, even though it's paid for, it's like $22.
Yeah.
And you got a family of 4.
Wild, I know.
You're picking one movie a month. It sucks. I mean, that's a problem at the industry we deal with on our end of trying. How can we get people into the theaters? Also, the studios make money, the theaters make money, but also make it affordable for people.
They have concessions. Why do they need ticket sales?
I know. But so that's
Greedy.
I don't know where I got off track. I'm sorry.
You're talking about it's expensive going over the holidays.
Right. With
1.2 bill predictions.
Yeah. So
this is interesting in the chat, by the way, right now. Anybody who doesn't know, you can join us every single Friday, 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on Popcorn Talks YouTube if you want to be shouted out. But you guys know just as much as we do. And Doom Tribe in here says it doesn't open in Japan until February 1st, so 1 billion is a lot.
That's crazy.
That's insane that it hasn't even opened in Japan.
That's where I was going with that. People in the
Japan?
States. No, people in
Can
the
you take me with you?
I would love to go to Japan.
Me too.
People in the States that are, they do look to Rotten Tomatoes and what the consensus is to what movie they're going to see in theaters. So, it did okay. Was it 67 or something? It was rotten, but it wasn't. Or it was fresh, but not certified fresh.
Okay.
Whatever
and you think that
is.
affected it positively or negatively?
No. I think that just affects movies in general. Where
And how do you think that affected Aquaman?
I don't think it did, because there was so much positive buzz because it was out for 2-3 weeks, and news agencies reporting.
So we're at 65% on the tomato meter.
Okay.
But on the audience score, we're at 80%.
Okay.
So that's pretty
So
high.
I just think it's such a smart thing, because no family in America is looking up, the Chinese version of Rotten Tomatoes to see what it's scoring, or they're not looking up so-and-so's website in China to get the review. They're just hearing positive buzz.
Yeah, that's
So I think
true.
that's such a smart idea.
And honestly, I think that Rotten Tomatoes, while sometimes it does go the way that we're talking about, where
Sure.
people are paying attention to it, sometimes it goes the opposite way. For example, something like a Venom, where critics were all smashing this to smithereens, and then fans were like, here's my big middle finger, or going to go see this, and it's going to crush.
I'm one of those people. I sat there and I saw it, and I do not know how it did what it did. I have no idea. I didn't see the movie that other people saw, but hey,
I know.
I
So good for Aquaman.
Yeah. Interesting. We talked about it.
Well, that's where you were going.
This is where I'm coming back to. We had seen it. All of us had seen it that Thursday night. You had already seen it. Came back to talk about it Friday, and it was still fresh in my mind. And I gave it.
Has Johnny seen this movie yet? Oh yeah,
He did.
He did a review. Okay.
And then I went and saw it again. I was by myself after work one night. I went and saw it in IMAX, which I highly recommend to see it in IMAX. I'm not a big IMAX guy, but this was. And I sat with an audience that most, like I just mentioned, my guy friends I go with. A lot of them are writers. A lot of them are actors in the industry, and also they're soured on DC. So they go in and say, well, I'm not expecting much. If it's fun, I'll have a good time. And you walk out and they complain about, well, this and that, and this didn't make sense. And it soured me. And I walked away from my group of friends, and my buddies like, you go have a drink? It's like, nah, I'm going home. Because it soured my perception of the movie. I went 3 days later, Universal Studios, the big IMAX, families, packed IMAX theater. They're applauding, they're cheering. He comes out in the water with the trident, they're going nuts. And the humor, again, doesn't work for me. I don't like it, but they were laughing like the pee joke. They lost it. They lost it, the audience. They thought it was hysterical.
The one from the trailer?
Yeah. I'm like, okay. But I had such a better movie-going experience, and it made me enjoy the film even more. I was like, this is what I want from now on. So I told my friends, I was like, I don't think I'm going to go to these Thursday night with my friends that have like, DC disappointed me, MCU, I'm bored with Ant-Man, I'm not going to go see it. Like, I just went with a normal group of people. Like, I don't know anyone. I was by myself, but I just had such a better experience, and I loved Aquaman even more. I came out of it going, that's what I wanted 3 days ago when I saw it with all my buddies. They're not jaded. The audience wasn't jaded.
I highly recommend doing that for any movie that you care that you're going to see. Like,
Right.
if it's just a random movie you don't really care
Right.
about, go with your date, go with your sibling, go with your parents, whatever it is. But if it's a movie you really care about, then I always recommend going by yourself, because
Yeah.
you walk out and you get to make your mind up whether you like it or not, and whether we are the strongest people in the world or not necessarily so strong in our opinions. You cannot say it doesn't affect you when you're with an entire group of people that walk out and are like, and then there's this problem and there's that problem. It affects you. And even if they don't say it out loud, their energy during the movie,
it's the energy.
it seeps into
you. See that the fidgetiness, and you're just like, like for me, and the opposite worked for me with Spider-Verse. Everyone that I went to see it with had seen it already at screeners, so I went in thinking this is going to be the greatest thing in the world, and I walked out going, that was okay.
You know what? You're not the first person I heard say that.
I totally wish I had not let anyone.
Josh McCouga said the same thing.
I wish
over
no one
on
had
Twitter.
hyped this up to be the best movie of the year, because it negatively affected me with Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
So that one I'm going to go see again by myself.
But will you see Aquaman with me again?
Sure.
Okay.
I
Now we'll go
had
together.
such a great time with
He
Aquaman.
says sure, but does he mean
And again,
it?
still problems in it. The humor for me just does not work.
Yeah.
But
I've
then
heard you.
again, any movie that I'm not a big fan of the humor where it's, whatever.
We have some other Aquaman news.
Let's roll with it.
Did you hear this bizarre Easter egg?
This I did not. I did
Okay.
not hear about this.
This was a strange story. And also, I'm kind of getting confused on what they are considering Easter eggs and non-Easter eggs at this point. It's just little things that are in the movie. But when I heard Easter egg, I was like, oh, this is going to be some bizarre
You mean
DC
like
reference
Topo.
from...
That's
yeah,
an Easter
exactly.
egg.
That's an Easter egg. But what this is that apparently James Wan and Edgar Wright made some kind of bet where Edgar Wright a few years ago tweeted at Wan to ask him for a favor regarding Aquaman after he knew that Wan was working on Aquaman. And he said he wanted him to include a reference to the 60s puppet series Stingray.
I know that's like in the Thunderbirds. It's that I think his name was Gary Marshall. He's the creator of like Thunderbirds, and so they were puppets.
Yeah, so he wanted him to include it.
Okay.
And
But what was the Easter egg? I don't.
so I guess when and then he said, if you do include it, I will personally give you an Oscar. That was the compromise. So then I
Okay.
guess what Juan did was, when in the background on the TV series, when Arthur Curry was in the lighthouse,
Okay.
there was
Oh.
when after Nicole Kidman wakes up,
Yeah.
I guess you hear a noise from the series on
Like
the
it's a
TV.
famous-
Yeah, like a reference.
Well, she
to
throws
it.
her trident at the TV, so maybe.
and it's on there or something like that.
Okay, good for
but
her.
we
All right.
we quickly see the program like a little bit from
Okay.
Stingray, and then that's it. And then she throws the trident.
Hey, good for him. They worked the Easter egg in there.
But-
that's like an Easter egg for his
what?
friend.
It's so weird. So
Eh.
Edgar Wright then tweeted after that and said, I have not seen at Aquaman movie yet, but as I understand, Creepy Puppet, aka James Wan, made good on his bet, and now I owe him an Oscar. CC at the Academy. Help me out, please.
Well, he didn't have an Oscar to give him. He's kind of backtracking on that.
I mean,
Well,
what-
that sucks.
What is that? Like, how do you offer... Mike,
I thought he had
let's
an
make
Oscar.
a bet for an Oscar, okay? So
Well, no, I would go, Roxy, do you own an Oscar? And you'd say
you
no.
have to ask the follow-up questions.
What's ask me again.
Ask you what?
You start the bit over again.
What did I do the first time?
You asked me like, Mike, let's make a bet.
Mike, do you want to make a bet?
Okay.
So I'll give you an Oscar.
Okay.
If you don't dance the weird dance for
Okay.
all of 2019.
Okay. Now, Roxy, do you own the Oscar you're going to give me?
No.
I renege
Bet
on
is
the
off.
bet. Bet's off.
So you don't believe in me that one day I'll have that
Nope.
Oscar?
No, I don't.
Thank you. This is good talk. I feel very confident inside right now. My self-esteem is through
I don't like
the
to be
roof.
bamboozled, and that's what you would have done to me.
Oh, I'm not.
And I would have prevented the audience members from seeing my dance for an entire year.
How
so.
dare you call me a bamboozler?
I said you
made me
bamboozled me.
stop doing. You made me stop doing Bane Cat for a while, so you
Did
can
I?
stop. Yeah.
Did I?
I was born in the darkness.
I just don't know why you do this.
raised by it.
What did
Because
you
that's
do-
what it looks
What did
like.
you do this? Like,
No, because it doesn't go like it.
this is how his mask goes.
I was
This is
born in the darkness.
born in the
Happy
darkness.
2019 to
You were
all of
really
you.
molded by it.
You were molded.
I'm blinded.
Blinded by it. It's so good. All right,
Is it though?
a little. It is so good. A little more on Aquaman. I don't know if you saw this image that Henry Cavill posted.
I did.
In the most
Where he
bizarre
says,
thing.
like-
Do you want to know how I found this image? Actually, it wasn't.
You were stalking
on,
Henry
No,
Cavill's
it wasn't
Instagram?
via Henry Cavill's Instagram. One of
Did you just say via?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why? Do you say via?
I don't say either of them. I just found it by.
It wasn't through Henry Cavill's Instagram. It was because I have a friend named Jeff Masters, who's a friend of, he was a host of Afterwards for a long time, and he is part of the LGBTQ community, and he just posted this and said, straight people are weird. And I thought that was the funniest. Straight guys are weird, and that was the funniest thing I've ever seen. So Henry Cavill posted this picture of him underwater with a fork, holding what would
It's
be
the
his
picture.
trident.
It's the making fun of the poster.
And it's so weird.
It's hysterical.
But he also gave his compliments to Aquaman, and he said, channeling the man of the hour, the man of big hugs, big laughs, and big pints of Guinness, my man, Jason Momoa. How'd I do? Seriously, though, I just finally got the chance to watch Aquaman here in Hungary. Jason, James, and everyone involved in that movie smashes it out of the, parentheses, water, close parentheses, park. If you haven't seen it yet, go check it out. Jason, I love you, bro. You crushed it. I feel like Henry's talking like Jason in this post.
Sure. He spent years with them, working with him.
It's such a
You
weird
know?
picture. Something
It's
about
funny.
the bottom of his face looks so strange. The proportions.
he's underwater.
I know. It's just so strange looking.
Eh,
You don't think so?
I think it's funny.
It's funny. What's your problem?
I don't have a problem.
You have problems.
Well, that's a given.
Yeah, me
Come on
too,
now,
man.
Jesus.
Me too. This was an interesting bit that I saw James Wan was talking about. So he was kind of speculating what were going to be some of the biggest moments that stood out in China during this movie, and was thinking about people were going to love the different water scenes, or they're going to love moments on land. They're going to love the visuals. They were going to love the sounds, all of this stuff. But what he didn't predict was one of the biggest reactions this got in China was to that one moment.
Yeah.
When Amber Heard eats the flower.
Right.
And that is what people exploded about there. Which was one of my actual favorite moments
It's
of
funny.
the movie.
It's funny you bring that up because when I saw with my screening, it was the groans from the guys that I was with. And I see it as he didn't embarrass her. He didn't go, no, we don't eat that here. Eat this cannoli over here.
And she was
He goes,
trying.
oh,
Yeah.
and he ate it with her.
I love
it's
that
the cute
moment.
romantic.
Because when people say
of
there's
two
no
worlds.
chemistry,
Right.
that's
chemistry.
that's where it was.
Yeah, of course.
So I loved that moment, and I love
Here's
that.
a big, burly, beer drinking, biker looking dude, and he's eating a flower with a chick because he's like,
That's
I'm
his
not going to
thing.
embarrass you. It's
what's
cute.
great is no matter how much money went into this movie, no matter how many hundreds of millions take to make these visual effects, and all
Right.
the time you spend on that, it's the moments
Yeah.
that stand out to people. And that one really hit for me as well. So good on you, China.
Yeah, we've talked about it, or I've mentioned it before. For me, it's like in Civil War. It's the Tony Steve stuff. It's the little things that there's no big effects. It's the character moments
Well,
that make the film. And
it's
like
kind
that
of like
from
the trailer that they put out for
Infinity War.
for Endgame.
Oh yeah, it's the character
It's
moments.
the character moments. No big set pieces.
Yeah, so
nothing like that.
I agree. I think, again, it was a little weird, a little off-putting for a second. I was like, she
No,
a
I
flower,
love
but
it.
but it's, yeah.
Want to talk a little Birds of Prey and Batgirl?
Should we? Let's do it.
All right. Christina Hodson was talking about penning scripts for both of
She's
these.
doing both the scripts I was reading on that.
Yeah. So what do you think about that off of the bat? The fact that she's working on both of these.
Well,
Do you think that
the
means
article
they
that
just
I read,
have-
I don't think it's the link that we had. I had read a different article on it. She kind of gets the character. Why are people having such a hard time with the title? The Fantabulous Emancipation of One Harley Quinn. I think that is so perfect.
hard time saying it or hard time with it?
With
because
it.
I'm not having a hard time with it. I'm having a hard time remembering
Sure, yeah,
it.
it's going to be, you're not going to walk up to the window of the ticket booth and say the whole thing. You're just kind of,
Ticket to Harley.
Harley Quinn,
Yeah.
Ticket to Birds of Prey.
Yeah, but I'm having a hard time with it.
But I think it's hysterical.
I think I like it too, but every time I go to think of it, I'm like,
Fantabuloso? Fantabulous?
no, maybe.
Fantabulous Emancipation of One Harley Quinn.
And it's Birds of Prey and
And
the
the
Fantabulous Emancipation of One Harley Quinn.
And I love that it's of one Harley Quinn. Because I think in Suicide Squad, that's how the Joker refers to her. And the one Harley Quinn when he's with Mr. T there, Monster T.
And how does she refer to him? Mike? What is she?
Well, the Inner Geekdom champion of the Schmodown
Just curious.
can call it whatever he wants to call it. Puddin', Clown Prince of Klein,
Yeah,
Mr.
yeah.
J, whoever he wants to, because he's the champ.
Is that how it works now?
Because he's the champ.
Yeah, that was a good one. That was a proud
Hey, Roxy, when you ask me
mama
questions,
moment.
Roxy, when you ask me questions like that, refer to me as the champ, because that's what I am.
Oh,
Maybe
it's
next time I'll have
so-
the belt up here.
It's so gross. And for the 50% of our audience who has no idea what
I
we're
know,
talking
I
about,
know.
go check out Schmodown to
Yes.
see your very own champ. Mike Kalinowski.
Yes.
Pains me. Pains me to say. So she had a couple of different quotes that she said about the title.
Now-
She said it's been super mixed. Some people love it. Some people think we're nuts. I think it's always hard when you're doing something bold like that to do it without any context. There's no marketing yet. We haven't even started shooting, but all things will start to make sense as we get closer and closer to the premiere date.
Now, did I read that wrong? Did she write Bumblebee? I'm trying to look it up right now. I want to say she wrote Bumblebee.
She was talking about Bumblebee.
I'm trying to look into this one article here.
Huh.
Yes,
Yeah.
Charlie from Bumblebee. So she's in the middle of falling in love with her. Something
Was
about
there somebody
Bumblebee.
else who also penned Bumblebee? Because
I thought.
you talk, I'll look.
Okay. So yeah, I'm
quicker
curious.
than
So so Birds of Prey. Did they say January is the? I think they're saying January to April they're going to film, which is now. So we should be getting maybe
it's
some
January.
shots
That
or
is so
something.
wild to me.
I would think we're going to get some costume pics
It
before.
was no, she was the writer and story by her as well. So
Yeah, Bumblebee. I thought so because she and everything.
really liked, by the way.
one I've not seen it yet.
I really liked it.
I want to see that.
It's not the best movie I've ever seen, but it's really good.
But also a lot of people, what they are complimenting are the human character and the character of Haley Stanfield, right? So, Steinfeld. So it's she's got a good grasp of that voice.
Yes,
Especially
definitely.
with a younger
And she has a female
Cassandra
voice, yeah.
Cain.
Cassie Kane.
So going younger with that, but like someone talking about, like someone made I love Twitter sometimes and our fans.
And you hate it other times.
Yes,
but
of
go
course,
ahead.
of course. But they're like, somewhere it's just the positive stuff they love. Somewhere in this world, just think right now, somewhere in Los Angeles, Harley Quinn is in her outfit. All these actors are in their suits doing costume tests, lighting tests. I'm like, that's a cool thing to think about. Like somewhere, and they are filming in California because they're taking advantage of the tax credit we have. So there is somewhere in this vicinity close to us, they have put these costumes on. They're there and ready to go. It's kind of cool to
breathing
think.
the same air.
Yep, it's all.
Aren't we just so
awesome.
lucky? Speaking about when people are filming things, Wonder Woman actually just wrapped, which is wild considering how long it's going to be until we actually see that movie.
It is.
They wrapped and they. By the way, I found this article from a publicity. What is that? From a publicity?
Publicist.
No, it's not a publicist. From
Publicity department.
from a
Publication.
From a publication. Thank you. Words. 2019. From a publication that only I would read.
What is? Mm-hmm. Sky High.
JewishNews.com and JewishNews.timesofisrael.com. Thank you. Said
What?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
There's a publication for everyone.
Yeah, I know. And this is so funny because of all of the links that I put in here. This was all over the internet on every comic book site, but I decided to include the link from Jewish News. Thank you very much. Who credits her as Israeli actress Gal Gadot. They want you to know.
Hey.
She's one of their own.
Of course.
Which is true.
Be proud of it.
Just wrapped shooting Wonder Woman 84. This was the quote that she gave on Instagram. We did it again. And as much as the first time shooting Wonder Woman was amazing, this time was even more unique and special. We shot in 4 very different locations in 3 countries. And I'm so, so proud of the almost 1,000 crew members who came to set every day, giving everything they have into our movie. So that's pretty freaking cool, if I do say so myself.
And it's
1,000.
It's a year and a half away.
I know.
That's crazy.
Do you think that they go into post immediately, or do you think that they just wait?
I don't know. I would think a movie like Aquaman, they were probably doing visual effects daily when they were filming.
But Aquaman and Wonder Woman
Are two
84
different
does
things.
not need the
You're
same.
right. You're right. You're absolutely
type
right. So
of-
maybe they're going to take so they've just wrapped. So maybe they work through the holidays. Maybe they didn't get holidays. So maybe they're just going to take a couple weeks off.
Yeah.
And I have no idea. I don't know. I can't answer that. But apparently they had said that they did the pushback to give them more time with the visual effects. So Maybe they
and
are visual
also
effects
because
heavy.
they wanted the release date that they wanted.
Yeah, and I don't think, we know of the cheetah. We don't know of the other villains in it. So maybe those are very effects-heavy villains. Who knows?
Are you guys upset that Wonder Woman's going to take so long, or are you guys in the chat thinking it's nice that I'm asking the chat, or are you guys thinking it's great that they're giving them the time that they need, and we are going to be patient and not be millennials who demand something that we have absolutely no say in? Let us know right now. And if you, by the way, are watching afterwards, comment on iTunes or on YouTube. We still read everything you guys have to say and love hearing your thoughts. Unless they're negative, and then leave that crap at home.
That's what?
What?
I didn't hear what you said.
Unless they're negative, and then leave that crap at home. Who said that? Unless they're negative, and then leave them in the darkness by the light. Leave them. Right, Mike? No? Shazam trailer to possibly drop on January 19th.
I would think so, since it's coming out in like 3 months.
Right. So
And
remember, Zachary Levi gave us a little hint of this, and then the very reliable 90% of the time Twitter account at Daniel RPK said that this was going to be the second Shazam trailer would be
I would
on
think,
January 19th.
I think we're going to get something big soon.
But what does that mean? It's just going to drop online?
Sure.
Or do we think some kind of
There's
big...
Well, the only big thing coming up is Super Bowl. And when is that?
That's in February.
Early February? Mid-February?
Early February.
That would be, I would think, a bigger time to
But
drop
that's
it.
not when they're saying. So what
I
if
know,
they
I
do
know
on the
that's what I'm saying.
January
That's what I'm saying.
19th?
I don't know. I don't know of any big event. Who knows? I don't know
It's
what.
funny. I tried to type in Super Bowl date this year, and it's February 3rd, and I typed in Superman date.
I could
What's
see.
in my head?
I could see them waiting to the Super Bowl. I just think.
I think that would be smarter.
Because I remember that's when they dropped that Mission Impossible trailer last year that killed.
Obviously, if it drops January 19th, that they will play it at the Super Bowl again.
Would they? Because
Yeah.
of how expensive it is to get a spot?
Yes.
Okay.
That's the one thing that they would do.
That's what I'm saying. I think they would wait till the Super Bowl. I don't know. I have no say in these. I have no idea.
I don't know either.
I can't read the tea leaves like Adam does. I cannot.
That's a good point. Did you see the 1 second of Justice League deleted footage?
The
that
Batman
we
throwing the
got?
batarang?
Yes.
I tried and it wouldn't load for me. I
It's
just saw him
literally
like
just that.
like that, holding
Well,
it.
that's pretty much what it is.
Does he
then
throw it?
moves, yeah, he moves his arm.
Okay.
Boom. Moves his arm. People were going nuts over this
Yeah,
one
and I
second
think-
of footage.
I think, boys and girls, I think we need to give up on the Sneider cut. I think
Move on, people.
I think this will forever be the Donner cut of Superman. We finally got it 30 years later. I think we need to give. I don't think it's coming. It's not going to come.
If you guys want
There's
to check
so
out
much
this
other stuff
1
about
second,
it, but it's just, and I would love to see it, but I just think it's going to be that urban legend.
I think
and
so too. I think so
we're
too.
never going to get like an official DVD, Blu-ray with effects finished thing. We might get the Donner version where the effects aren't finished.
Here we go.
20,
If you
30
guys
years
are on
ago.
our
Okay, let me
YouTube,
see
you
this.
can check this out. But if you are on iTunes, then you can go to @Moaning Waynes. That's MOANING WAYNES is Twitter or Instagram, and check out this video. Must be it's Twitter. Yeah, on their Twitter.
It's on Twitter.
So it's just this 1 second. That's it. He literally just moves his arm across the screen.
So he's throwing the batarang at the screen, breaking the camera.
Mm-hmm.
It's great stuff. I mean, there was a lot of
It's fine.
Zack
That's
Snyder's
just not what
concepts
gets
for.
doesn't get my juices flowing.
No, it's
like other
just
people.
I would have loved to have seen Zack Snyder's vision of Justice League. It's not what we got. So hey,
Beggars can't be choosers.
no, we can't.
Leave that in 2018.
Yep.
We were talking about our girl Margot Robbie earlier and Harley Quinn, the
Fantabulous emancipation of one Harley Quinn.
Birds of Prey,
and the
fantabulous emancipation of one Harley Quinn.
Quinn.
See, it's just hard. She was talking
she
about
said.
being partially nude, and I was actually really nervous to read this article because
what's
I was
this?
just thinking, remember, there was all that drama before about how little she was wearing and how she's not good representation for women and all that initially went on, and I just wanted to put my finger down my throat and blah. But Oh, that wasn't very PC of me.
I didn't know what you. Yeah, I was
Yeah,
like,
fine.
where are we going with this one?
Yep, but I did it anyway. But that is not what she actually said. Here's what she said her biggest problem with being partially nude is. She says, quote, honestly, for me, as Harley at least, the more skin showing, the longer it takes in hair and makeup because she's got, white skin and a million tattoos. Yeah. So if anything outside, God, the scenes where I don't even have the jacket on, that's an extra 20 minutes in the makeup trailer.
Hey, good point.
That's her problem with it. And I know to some of you guys are thinking, boo-hoo, 20 extra minutes, but she already has to be the
Every
first
day.
person on set.
I can speak to that. I've done live shows where I was in full prosthetics. And you're in that chair for hours.
Yeah, every
And great,
day.
the makeup people are some of the coolest people in the world, and you get your headphones in and this and that. And I would never trade what I do for a living because I'm very thankful. But there are times you're just like when you see like people like Batista, and like every day he's got to stand there like this, and it's just like, he's probably doing that for 4 years now. It's just like, okay, so any day where you come in and it's like, hey, we're only going to shoot you from the neck up. We don't need to do the whole body. And that's like one of the reasons why Jennifer Lawrence was like, hey guys, can we have me more in the human form as Mystique? She wanted to keep doing that blue stuff all the day. And I know that comes with the territory.
It does.
I get it.
It does, but
I
I
get it,
get it.
guys.
I get it.
I get it.
Moving
Yeah.
on, let's talk a little bit about the late, the great Stan Lee. I know
Excelsior!
that most people know him for being from Marvel, but I really respected what DC decided to do, which was a tribute to Stan Lee in this week's comics. So everything said, with the utmost respect from the distinguished competition, Excelsior, in memoriam Stan Lee.
It's in the comics this
1922, 2018.
Yeah, it's in the comics this week. It's kind of cool.
Really cool. So I appreciated that they did that and went across the aisle and had the respect and gave him the respect that he deserves. And on that note, I think it's
Well, we've covered all the movie stuff.
yeah, maybe
you
coming
think-
up for a little bit of
little-
TV.
Well,
Yeah.
It's time for Roxy Striar's TV time.
Not that
All
much
the
of
girls
it.
that Johnny's fine.
That's definitely
Adam's
true.
cooking so divine.
I had
Also
so
Mikey
much
Christmas
sausage over
time.
this Christmas.
DC movie
And
news,
chocolate
it's time
balls.
to talk.
Yeah.
TV time.
I'm like a little bird chirping through the song.
yeah, you are.
Chirp, 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 chirp. Should I chirp through Bane?
No.
No, we don't want to do that. So we actually got our very own Gotham back. We waited, and it came. It is the final season of Gotham for those of you guys who do not know. And that means that we have tons of rumors about what we're going to see this season, including Batman, which for anybody who doesn't watch the show is probably like, wait, Batman's not on the show? That still hasn't happened.
I
That is what we are hearing is going to take place. And the premiere was definitely interesting. I wish I could get you, Mikey Christmas, to jump on board for this final season. I think it's only going to be like 10
I'm
episodes.
so far behind.
Yeah, but I don't even think you would care. I was really surprised. I mean, I guess some people probably already knew this. Without giving who it is, I will say that there was a major death in this episode, and I was not ready for it.
Really?
Yeah.
Let me guess.
first episode back.
Knowing this show,
I'm not going to say yes or no, no matter
well,
what
I'm
you
just,
say.
I'm going to put my 2 cents out there. Knowing this show and what they do, I'm guessing it's probably Alfred dies.
I'm not going to say yes or
Okay.
no.
Okay.
There was a
That's what I
big death.
think.
There was a big death.
Or Jim Gordon. I think they'd probably kill up Jim Gordon.
I'm not going to say. And I just was not expecting it. And then there was a lot of other stuff. You know when a show hasn't been on for so long and you come back and somebody's in a position and you're like, what happened to you?
Yeah.
Why are you like that?
Yeah.
I was doing that over and over again.
Okay.
So I am curious to see where it goes. But to say the least, Gotham is in dire straits during this season. And it's being run by all different sections and all different
They're doing the
villains.
No Man's Land
Yeah,
storyline from the comics,
exactly.
which was a great storyline.
And they opened up with that. They said, welcome to No Man's Land.
Okay.
And we went into it.
Okay.
So I'm excited for... Don't spoil it in the chat, guys. People are just writing who it is.
Are they?
That's
Let me
not
see.
how-
Bring your chat over. I want to see it.
No, you get your own chat.
Tweet it out to me.
I
DM me at my tweets. I want to hear this.
No, you guys, be nice. Be nice to your fellow late
It wasn't
watchers.
online, so that's pretty good.
Gotham was trending #1 for
Maybe when the final
a long
season
time.
airs, after it's done, I'll just go and do all
If it's
5
any
of them.
good.
No, I'll do all
Okay.
5 of them.
I have not checked out Young Justice yet.
I have not either. The first one dropped yesterday.
Yes, and I have not seen it yet, but I'm hearing amazing things. How about
That
you?
there is a fan base for that show that is rabid. I enjoy it. But there is this show is back because of the fans. You know, they petitioned for so long, and then the DC Universe app, it was the perfect time. They're like, you know, this kind of was like this synergistic thing where like the fans want it, creators want to do it. We've got a platform for it that'll get people on. Let's do it. So
I'm into it. I just have to watch it.
I love that. I love
time for
their
the
animation design. I love the design on that show. I think his name's Phil Barbosa could be one of the guys. I love the design of those characters. I found out.
So you're gonna check it out?
I will. I'm not plugging it right now, but I'm loving the app. I found out the Green Lantern animated series is on there. From like 2011. It's all this. It's a CG one, but it was only one season. And over the holidays, I was getting some gift cards, and I was gonna go buy it on Amazon. But
then you found that it was on the app.
It came on the app, and I was just like, hey! So now I'm deep in that.
That's great.
I love that animated series. Check that out. That's a good animated series.
I love that. I love that. One last piece of news, something that it's almost like not worth it to announce it as news because we knew.
You kind of thought it would happen?
We knew. Come on, we knew. But I will say it.
Okay.
Batwoman, the TV show's pilot, has been ordered by the CW with Ruby Rose. So
let's talk about this.
Yeah.
You were under the assumption that it was given.
Yeah, I was.
Okay,
but,
see, I
but
was
by the
not.
way, that it's set to be directed by David Nutter, which
Who
I
is
didn't
a
know.
veteran of pilots.
So and
I think he
sets the
did
tone
the
for entire
Smallville.
series. He's so
I want to say he
good.
did Arrow.
And I don't know about pilots, but he's done some Game of Thrones.
Oh, he's done.
He's done everything.
If it's a popular, especially CW or action
well, let's see if we can even find
show,
all the pilots.
David
done.
Nutter has done it.
He's so good.
He is the guy.
Yeah, so that was exciting to me.
To launch with.
Why did you not think this was happening?
I don't know because there was not because they kept saying backdoor pilot. It's a backdoor pilot.
So you think that what happened is already what happened?
No. Whenever someone says it's a backdoor pilot, I'm less curious. Like, okay, so there's eyes on this. They're saying if it takes off. And from what I understood, Ruby Rose's portrayal was great, but everyone was like, it's too short. We didn't get enough of it. So I'm just like, it didn't generate.
Wasn't my favorite.
That's what I'm saying. So.
Wasn't my favorite.
But I love the look of Gotham. I'm kind of hoping it's going to shoot in Chicago, but I don't think it will. I think it'll stay up in Vancouver and keep all that stuff together. Because I'm sure they share a lot of the same production people. Because the look of Gotham for Chicago is a great divergence from the Central City and Star City of Arrow. And
Let's
Flash.
look at this. David Nutter's
resume.
The pilots he's directed, not the shows, because he also, like I said, has done tons of Game of Thrones and whatnot. But he did the pilot for, and I'm not going to read all of them because we'll be here for too long. But yes, for Smallville, for Without a Trace, for Tarzan, for Supernatural, for Sarah Connor Chronicles, for Arrow, for Flash, Deception, tons and tons of things.
So he knows what he's doing.
Roswell, yeah.
He knows what he's doing.
Knows what he is doing. And on that note, Mikey.
Yeah, buddy.
I'm your buddy.
What's up?
And your pal. Your friend.
I'm curious with this with Batwoman.
Yeah.
It's gonna be interesting.
It will be interesting. I'll be watching. Mike probably won't. Let's be honest.
No, that one I'll watch.
Really?
Yeah, I'll start. I always start them from the beginning.
Right.
These DC shows I start from the beginning. It's
right.
Does it hold my interest or do I just get so far behind? I do start. I'll watch them all, the pilots.
What do you guys think at home? Are you
I'm
excited?
I think, yeah, I'm really.
I know.
It's just tough. It's just tough. It's just tough.
Mike, I know
that you don't
think
get a
it's
Batman
tough.
out there.
I know you think it's tough.
I don't know why.
Negative Nancy, Mike.
That's not negative. I just don't know why they don't want to do like a Batman and like a TV show Batman.
I don't think it's that they don't want to. It's who gets the first rights to it. And
but we have,
and we don't have them there right now.
But it's but why does it matter?
Well,
There's two sides. We can have two different audiences are smart enough.
Aren't you satisfied with our Alfred series we're getting?
If it's good, it's good. I'll watch it.
Okay.
See, like that, like.
You're mad at me now?
No, I'm not mad at you, Rox. I guess with Gotham, and maybe that's why I'm so kind of vocal against it, is because of what the concept of Jim Gordon and there's a comic called Gotham Central, which is like the police department. If they would have, I don't know. I have such a hard time with doing this Batman show. Like, he's going to be Batman at the end of the season, but so he never went out of the country to train and learn all his stuff.
I don't know if he's been fully. Take my hand and you'll make it, I swear.
He's getting the bat suit, they've said, which I will give them credit. They said from the beginning, no matter when we end, whether it's 5 seasons or 10 seasons, our show will end with him in the bat suit. So I give them credit. They've stuck their guns to that. Now, that said, if it's some terrible looking thing that was bought at Costume City, because cosplay out there, myself in general, could spend less than $2,000 and have an amazing screen quality costume. You've seen cosplay out there.
What does myself in general mean?
Myself and everyone in general. Like in my room, I have 2 bat suits.
I know you do.
Under $2,000 that I spent time and money wise. That people come in and like, that looks like you could be on a TV show. I know so many people of their Instagram out there that are so beautiful. Please let it be something awesome.
They will.
Like Batwoman was great.
faith.
Batwoman's costume was phenomenal.
I have faith.
I hope so.
We're gonna say goodbye to the people now. Is that okay?
Are we?
with you?
We're already done?
Yeah, we gotta be done.
Oh.
We got to wrap. Although I will tell you guys before we say goodbye, you can always find Adam Gertler at Adam Gertler. He's working on a ton of stuff right now,
Yep.
and you can go eat his sausages anytime you want at Doghouse.
Oh
and
my.
boy, do I go there like twice a week.
Do you really?
Literally. Which is right by where
You go to my sausage place?
Yeah.
We're right at my house?
I go to your sausage place. You've seen
Why
me.
don't you come knock on my door? Like,
Come and
knock on my door, and we'll be friends, and we'll be like...
No, that's not friends, that's Cheers.
I know.
No, that's Three's Company.
Three's Company, but we could go
What
have a
did I
sausage
just say?
together.
It
Why
was
don't you
a
come
great
over and have a
thing.
sausage with me?
I will have a sausage with you, but I want your chocolate balls first. Doesn't
Oh,
make sense
oh
to
my.
everybody. And you can find Johnny at JLoQuasto, still out of the country,
He
doing
is
helping people
being
somewhere.
a good American and good
God,
person
he's
is
too
what
good.
he is.
It's so frustrating. Mike, where can everybody keep up with you, and what are you working on?
At Mike Kalinowski.
Being the champ. You're working on being the champ.
I'm working on being the
We've
champ.
got the. Are you gonna be at the Schmoes Awards?
I will be.
Yeah, I'll be there too.
Oh, yeah?
You wanna hang out?
Maybe we're going to talk about how you said that people in your Twitter poll said, hey, Roxy, if you could manage one Schmoes person, who'd you manage? And you mentioned 2 people, none of which were me.
I did manage you, and you left.
I was offended.
You left my team.
And look how good I did without
Do you
you
remember
managing
that?
me.
You
I
remember
became the
that part?
champ. I became the champ by leaving you.
That's just not even close to how that
I'm bringing the
went
belt
down.
from now on. I'm bringing the belt to this, put it
No.
right in the table.
You guys can find me everywhere at Roxy Striar, and don't forget you can find us at DC Movies SK on Twitter. We love talking to you guys there. Until next week, which will be another Moxie week.
Yep, I'll be back. 2 weeks in a row. 3 weeks now to be in a row that you get me. What is this world coming to?
2019, baby. It's a new
here we
year.
go.
We love you guys. We'll
Bye,
see you
guys.
then.
From producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire Popcorn Talk Network, we would like to thank you for tuning in. For questions or comments, be sure to visit popcorntalk.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of the Popcorn Talk Network.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of its owners or principals.